All right, we're here with Mr. Tony Reed from
It's live.
Moss Generator, Hot Spring Water, and now Pentagram as well. What first got you into music, Tony?
I would probably my parents.
Yeah.
I'd have to say there's lots of music being played around the house. Some of the earliest memories would be like Moody Blues or Santana or a lot of those K-Tel type Ronco compilations from the 60s and 70s. So, and those always had, a plethora of styles, and the radio. They would play the radio. Mom would be cleaning the house playing the radio or whatever. So, yeah, the parents.
Rad. So, who inspired you to actually make music? Like, is there any definitive person or artist or multiple?
Kiss. The first time I heard Kiss, I knew what I wanted to do. I think I was 9. I was already way into music. I already had records and stuff. I'd already started collecting. But when I heard Kiss, I knew, okay, I don't want to be a fireman. I don't want to be a race car driver. I want to play music. And I heard Kiss without ever not seeing them too. So it was an impact that had nothing to do with the image. It was just the sound.
Yeah. So in all that, and you started writing, of course. What would you say describes the type of music that you actually typically create?
It's hard rock. I mean, that's been my basis, since because when I was started writing probably when I was 12. It was Black Sabbath and hard rock of the time. And back in the late 70s, early 80s, hard rock would be even like Sammy Hagar or the Stones. That was a rock band. There wasn't real definitive heavy metal. You know what I mean? In the modern sense, Sabbath and some other stuff like that. But that was too underground for where I came from. I lived way far out in the woods. I didn't get a lot out there.
Joyce,
Washington.
Yeah. So, that being said, hard rock, heavy rock.
Yeah.
So, what were your feelings when you first got asked to be in Pentagram?
Well, that had been going on. That's been a couple of times. Like I mean, there was songs 4 or 5 years ago that I started to write with the possibility of being in that. So, I just let it. After a couple times, I just let it fly. And the kind of the way I look at things, even in life, with anything come along, I don't really get excited till the moment is there, and I'm standing in the place, getting ready to do what I'm being asked to do. So even though it's official, when I get on the stage,
it'll be official.
Yeah, okay. in Spain at the end of September.
Yeah,
I mean we're making a record, but
So. That being said, who is the instigator in getting Pentagram together with this?
Oh, that's
killer lineup.
Henry Vasquez, of course, from St. Vitus and Blood of the Sun. Good friend, and he's been pushing for this for quite some time. So he has full faith that me coming in the band would be beneficial to its moving forward, because they haven't made a record in over 10 years.
Wow.
So, and Henry and I started writing about a year ago, and Henry's definitely, and he had mentioned having Scooter come in and play as well, so that just makes it easier because we all know each other. Mm-hmm. That makes the core of the band easy to get along. There's no like getting to know each other time.
Yeah. Bass player for Moss Generator, Scooter Haslip, that is who he's talking about.
Yes.
Well, in writing the new music for Pentagram, was it something that was familiar to you or kind of difficult? Kind of trying to get around writing for somebody else to sing? Because I know you're you sing for Moss Generator, Hot Spring Water. Was it kind of different?
Henry and I just got in a room and just wrote, I think the first time we were together it was 4 days and we wrote 11 songs. And then this last time was 3 or 4 days in the studio and we wrote another 9 or something like that. And for me it was to try to replicate eras of the band so that we weren't stepping too far out of the Pentagram kind of box. But then we also knew that Bobby likes stuff like Captain Beyond, and he likes Blue Cheer, and he likes UFO. He likes boogie. So we're in between trying to be heavy and trying to boogie for Bobby. He's. I mean, and that's not really something that's been in the Pentagram catalog. Maybe in the 76, 77 lineup, like the High Voltage era, that had some of that UFO. It had more of a boogie hard rock sound, not a heavy influence as much. So we're kind of getting back to that with, I actually just trying to cover the early 70s sound, the 80s sound, and then what we feel like Bobby might like. So what we did was we had those 18 songs or whatever, and we just threw them at him, and whatever he felt like he wanted to sing is what he sang.
Oh, cool.
I like that. I'll do that. And he would walk in and like 30 or 40 minutes later, done. He's awesome. 70. He would go in and just lay it down,
That's awesome.
Wow. So.
When is the first show? And are you guys actually going to get some time to rehearse, or is this going to be like cold turkey?
Well, I believe the first show is September 27th. I think it's in Madrid, and supporting Monster Magnet. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm going to be kind of tripping because it's probably like 5,000, 6,000 people, maybe more. But we do get 3 days to rehearse in Texas before we fly to Madrid. So it's a couple of Spain, a couple of Greece, Germany, and Switzerland. So it's only like a week, the first run.
Oh, rad.
And that's easy. That's as long as we know what we're doing and we're comfortable, doesn't mean can't say we won't be nervous.
Yeah.
But just do what it takes to get through it, and then it'll be soon enough that it'll be nothing.
Yeah.
Another gig.
Yeah. Now you're writing for Pentagram. Is there anybody that that's living that you would ever want to collaborate with or write an album with or song?
I was thinking about this today actually. I'd like to be in Motorpsycho, like a Norwegian band.
Yeah.
So they make like some of the best music going today, and they're like my age. They're in their mid 50s, but I think it's because I understand their music so much because we're the same age. They're taking everything and just they put it into a pile and it comes out like they do whatever they want. So it was inspirational for me, especially in the last few Moss Generator records, where I don't care. I'm going to make whatever I want because then that shows too. It shows the to being genuine, being genuine to what you want to do is the most important thing in music, and people can hear it. So yeah, they're a band that's like that,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a few other people I'd really enjoy playing with, but I can't really think about that.
Yeah.
Think of that right now.
Like you guys are opening for Monster Magnet. Is there any artist that you would really like to open for in that genre?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not especially in that genre. That's not where I live musically.
Yeah.
especially in my day-to-day listening, has really nothing to do with that style.
Yeah.
You know, not nothing to do with it. Of course, it's been a huge influence on me, but yeah, I can't really think of anybody that I would want to open for.
Yeah.
I want to be the headliner.
Yeah.
You know, that's so.
You opened for Judas Priest. I
Right,
mean,
yeah.
you've done that. So
Yeah.
that's. Are there any mod? I know you listen to a lot of older music, 60s and 70s. Is there any modern artists that really inspire you at all at this point?
Well, Once and Future Band, I always talk about them from the Bay Area or Oakland or something that's from there. They mix a bunch. It sounds 70s, of course.
Yeah.
It's like a mix between like I hear Gino Vanelli and the Beach Boys and the Beatles and Steely Dan and progressive, lots of progressive. The players are all really good and really great keyboards as well. And that's what you don't hear.
Yeah.
It's like a keyboard player that's like a virtuoso that doesn't, he can use all different kinds of sounds, and you can hear where he got them from too. Like you hear a tone or a style that he's playing, like, oh, he got that, from Mahavishnu Orchestra or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's pop sensibility, but quirk. It's so super quirky. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Once and Future Band are and I don't think they're together anymore. I actually was going to try out for bass. I'm like, they were looking for a bass. Does he need to live in San Francisco or whatever? Like, but nah, it's been good.
For someone to sing my songs to. I'll love her even though she's strange, and she won't care that I'm insane.
What do you like most about playing music?
Oof. Man.
I guess that pertains to
if-
the writing and live and all that stuff.
Well-
What things about those things?
Well, of course, when you write a song that you're super stoked on, and you feel like you've made a step forward in what you do, that's always like a reward. Because it's really going to be your own. It's going to be your reward. You can know that you did something that you felt topped. You don't really have to write for anybody else, especially at the level I'm at. I can make any records I want, and it's not going to ruin my career if people don't like them.
Yeah.
So that's being at a place where I can do that, be creative, and that there's still people that will listen. There's labels that will put it out, like at any time. So to be able to be completely creative and have people interested is really cool. So in a studio situation, just being able to write completely freely is a plus. And then of course, the other thing is having a good show. Whether it doesn't matter how many people are there. Some of the best shows are just when you're having a good time.
Yeah.
And mess ups and all. Who cares? And I've learned a lot about letting go of the mess ups. I used to be really uptight. Really uptight. It was horrible. So started drinking Jaeger on stage.
There you go. Thank God for that.
Yeah. Yep.
For us.
Yeah.
And you got the newest Pentagram album actually coming out. Is there any other two bands, Moss or Hot Spring Water? Anything new for them in the future?
Well, okay, so yes, all three of these bands are writing new songs, so I am completely in, just writing and recording. I just got back from Australia producing a band over there and didn't get even to finish that before the Pentagram started. So it's been like almost a month and a half of just continuous studio work and playing gigs with Hot Spring and Moss.
Yeah.
But what else am I going to do?
Yeah.
And then I got lots of clients in the studio, so I'm doing that too,
ETA for the Pentagram album?
By the end of the year. I need to be done with mixing it by the end of, in the next probably 10 days, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
But then, it takes a while they need their PR to get ready, and then, so by the end of the year it should be out, and it will be what it is. Some people won't like it, some people will. We don't care. We threw it together, meeting each other, meeting Bobby, right. I'd never met him before, and he came here, and, the next day after we picked him up at the airport, we're in the studio recording vocals, and him and I got along great.
Yeah.
We just sat up in the loft and listened to music. When we were in the studio, all we did was spin records and geek out on the Sonics and all these obscure 70s rock records.
Yeah.
So him and I got along really well. I think we'll be a good team. There's respect there because that's of course I'm a big fan of Pentagram.
Yeah.
But you want him to respect. I want him to respect me.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
And I feel like that's happening.
Yeah.
And that's if you just treat people well, then that's going to be part of it. And if you work as hard as you can, he saw that. He saw that I had a work ethic.
Yeah. And what can we expect out of this next Moss Generator album?
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's rhythm based. A lot of it. It's not riff based as much.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with aggressive rhythms and pummeling, like the same riff over and over again. Really, really kind of like angular sounding. It's weird. Like it's so.
Like some Voivod influence?
Well, certainly Voivod.
Okay.
But there's a song on Time Wounds called "Getting Good at Revenge," and so that would be a lot of albums when the band you hear a stepping stone to the next record.
Yeah.
That's the one that the rest of this record sounds like. So it's got some pretty angry topics. Luckily, I'm done singing about myself. I exercise all my demons. Now I can sing about somebody else's problems. So I'm getting to look at things in a different way, and then that also makes the energy a bit different. So yeah, it's good.
And then also, what do we expect out of this next Hot Spring Water album?
Power pop, moving into the late 70s. It seems like
Yeah.
Not abandoning, but we had the country rock, southern rock thing. There's a little bit of that on this, and there's still some of the twin guitars, but it's moving into some other quirky pop areas for sure. And all the songs are written. We just got to get our stuff in a pile and go from there. That should be easy too. I can't say when either of these are going to come out because I'm not sure what my timeline with Pentagram as far as gigs.
Yes.
So far, they don't have too much lined up after the Europe and then some shows in Texas. But starting in November, I don't know. Well, we're going to South America, 10 shows in South America in March. So supposedly that's last time Pentagram went. The people were trying to turn the car over. I mean, people like Bobby had to have 5 guards to get him out to the car. Like people were trying to grab him and take shit off of his hair and shit. Like so I'm like,
crazy.
We're getting some Beatles action.
Dang.
Let's get that once. That could be kind of cool. And then they treat you really well there supposedly. Like we'll get nice hotels and all taken care of. So we'll see how it goes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, thank you.
You're
Smokestack thanks you, and
All right.
Catch you next time around.
I'll be here.
Since the base